Make the ground shake.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Got another Madden 17 team prediction video for you guys here. This week we're doing the NFC South, so we're going to be going over these four teams and the overalls I think that each team will attain. First on the list here, as you guys can see, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They finished 6-10 last year. That was 20th in points per game on offense, 10th in yards allowed on defense. Their defense really didn't play too bad, to be honest, but their defense did have 28 giveaways on you during the year. That didn't really help them out too much. They did draft Vernon Hargreaves at corner, first round pick, to help out that defense a little bit more. I think I said his name wrong. If not, you guys will definitely let me know, I'm sure. But then they still have, they still got Jared McCoy. Last year's 95 overall, played great again this season, tallying another 8.5 sacks. So expect to see him do good again for that defense this year. Then they had their playmakers on offense, Doug Martin, Mike Evans, had great offensive years. Martin stayed healthy, and we've seen what he can do. And also, Winston's overall, another guy, expect to see Winston see a nice overall boost as well for this team. But then we got the guys that are going to see age catching up to him, like Vincent Jackson. He did miss 6 games last year, but he only had 500 receiving yards, so he wasn't on pace to crack 1,000 yards, even if he was healthy all year. Even with a few guys seeing upgrades, I do see it hard to bump these guys higher than a 76 overall, as you can see right here. They could prove me wrong during the season. Don't get me wrong, and this team could be good during the year. It's just right now, I can't see them getting much higher than a 76, 77. So that's about where I'm going to stick them at. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. If not, let me know what you guys think they should be at, of course, as always. And then we will move on here to number 3 on the list. Right after we score this touchdown with the muscle hamster. There it is. Coming in at number 3 in the division list here, we got is the New Orleans Saints. They finished 7-9 last year. We're going to give them a 78 overall. Had 403 yards per game on offense last year. That was second in the league. 29.2 points allowed per game on defense, though, last year. That's last in the league. They drafted Sheldon Rankins, defensive tackle, first round. Von Bell, free safety, second round. Hopefully I help out that defense because, like I said, it was atrocious last year. They lost Marcus Colston, lost Benjamin Watson in free agency, but they signed Kobe Fleener to replace Watson. They got Michael Thomas in the draft to replace Colston. Michael Thomas is supposed to be one of them big physical wideouts, something the Saints are indeed in look for. Think they'll fit their offense great. Ingram was running great last year when he was healthy. Cooks played well. As expected, they thought he'd have a good year, and he did break out. Quite frankly, did nice. And then there was the defense. Oh man, there was the defense. There was Cameron Jordan. And that's about it. They had Jarius Byrd. He played good, but I do think his numbers were down a little bit. Can't contemplate giving these guys anything higher than a 78 overall because of how poorly their defense played. Don't get me wrong, that deep offense can light up the scoreboard, but coming in at number 2 on the list is the Atlanta Falcons. Finished 8-8 last year. Did give them an 80 overall. Had to do some thinking about it. They started the season 5-0 last year, though. Looked so promising. And just to fall on their face for whatever reason after that. 21.2 points per game last year. That was only 21st in the league. 21.6 points allowed per game last year. That was best for 14th. Julio Jones, still a baller. Devontae Freeman was a pleasant surprise for these guys that he came out there and really tore it up for him in the beginning of the year. Matt Ryan, I want to believe in him, but 21 TDs, 16 INTs. The guys, that's probably why they struggle to get points on the board, that he just isn't that great in the red zone as a passing quarterback. He's only one time in his career had a year with 30-plus TD passes. Their defense could not get to the quarterback. Last in the league in sacks, believe it or not. Ricardo Allen, though, could have a bright future for them in that Atlanta secondary. They also drafted defense in the first 2 rounds this year. Free agency-wise, they went after Derek Shelby, who could turn out to be a real nice add to these guys. They do think he could be a real good player in that defense. They've seen a lot of bright spots in him last year when he did get some playing time. They also signed Alex Max, the center, that filled the weakness in their spot in that offensive line as well, which is a key addition for them, clearly, because they did say, like I said, that was one of the weaknesses in that offensive line for them, was center. So we'll have to see how the Falcons do this year. They could come out and, if they can keep it together, they could be a pretty good team. Don't get me wrong. So we'll see how they do this year. Coming in at number 1, the Carolina Panthers. Not really a surprise, I'm sure. 15-1 last year, 91 overall. I mean, it was a Super Bowl team last year, so expect to see them have an overall like one. 31.2 points per game last year. That was first in the league. 6th in yards allowed per game on defense. Cam played great, and obviously they rewarded him for that. And they did this without their number 1 wide receiver in Kelvin Benjamin. So, you know, missing the big number 1, they still put up great numbers on offense. Greg Olsen and Jonathan Stewart made great contributions to the team this year. They have arguably the best linebacking core in the league on defense, especially when they got Luke Kuechly manning the middle from Cincinnati. That's right. He'll be a Bengals sometime one of these days. Hashtag hopeful Bengals fan. But they did lose Josh Norman this offseason, but they have a lot of difference makers on that defense. 6th in the league in sacks as well. So, you know, definitely the way that defense plays, I mean, to say Josh Norman won't make a difference, I'm sure he will. But at the same time, they have a lot of playmakers on that defense, and I think they will be able to get through it just fine. So like I said, we're going to give them a 91 overall. And I'd like to hear what you guys have to say, as always, where you guys think these teams overall should be. Next week will be the AFC South video, so go ahead and check into that if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine too. But anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.